And welcome, everyone. We are back to a special edition of our show tonight, a special split edition, Split Spit, Bull
There you
Spit
go.
and Plunked, because we have both NBA action and MLB action going on in the city at the same time. So, my name is Emilio Bucks, and this is my co host
I am Kristen Stacks.
in the building. What's going on, Kristen?
Not much. Happy that it's Friday Eve. How about you?
Same, and I'm off work tomorrow, so I'm happy that it's kind of like a Friday for me.
Oh, there you go. I
Yeah.
am too, but then I had to do something, so I'm not all
Oh, okay.
the off.
Not all the well, same here.
Yeah.
That's some stuff to take care of.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's spring break for the children, so they're
Oh, okay.
so I'm now really off.
Did it just start?
No, they've been off all week.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So now you got to do some family stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So, well, let's jump into it. Our play-in champions. No, they're not champions, but they are perpetual play-in contenders.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
Chicago Bulls.
You can't count on much, but you can count on them getting in the play in.
This is true.
And I gotta admit, I'd rather see them continue than not. But this can't be an every year aspiration. And they are, if they continue winning and losing the way they are at the end, they could possibly have the same record as last year, 39 and 43.
It's kind of looking like they just might.
So so they stay the same.
So, and it's interesting because there's a part of me that's maybe a little bit more interested in seeing what this team does in the play-in versus the old team in the play-in.
It's
Uh,
probably because the older team shouldn't have been in the play-in. With the talent that was last year or whatever,
I see what you're saying. You mean they should have been a higher
they
seed
should have they should have at least
in
been
the
the
playoffs?
six. Yeah, they should at least been the sixth seed.
Yeah.
At the very end, not saying they were going to be top three, but they should have at least been in the sixth, if not the seventh, eighth. So they have two. No, it should have been the sixth. They should have even been in the play-in. You have three all-stars. Then you had, well, you didn't get Lonzo back, but you had three all-stars. And then you had Kobe playing at a high level, and they couldn't put it. Three former All Stars, I'm sorry, but they couldn't put it together, even with that. But this group, you have some people playing out of their minds, and they're young and free because there's really zero expectations. So it's like, oh, okay, they kept their, after looking terrible after the trade, they kept their
Yeah.
head. They've been playing exciting. So it's exciting for them to be in the play-in.
Yeah, and I think that you feel like this team is playing up and have made it into the play-in versus the old team, which was playing down and ended up into the play-in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they underachieved, and this Chi team perhaps overachieving a little bit. And
Mhm.
I guess that's more interesting to root for than the
Yeah.
underachiever. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it
Because
doesn't have a stink of disappointment to it.
yes, because we don't have any expectations. Our expectations that they were tanking. And now, but we also kind of knew they weren't because they still, even if they're younger, they still had too many players on there who want to win.
Yes,
So,
including Mr. Eastern Conference Player of the Week
yeah, and month now.
and month now.
Yeah. So yeah, like
Kobe
he's
White.
gonna win, and Josh Giddey wants to win because number one, he's looking at a contract,
No contract, so he's going to
and
play.
Kobe needs the contract extension or a new contract next year. And then Vooch is old, so he's not. He's trying to get traded or stay, whichever one. Whichever
Right.
one he gets. So he has to play decent. And I know Lonzo's hurt now, but Lonzo's still on the campaign of look, I'm healed. And
Right. I'm back.
doesn't want to be a
wasn't
loser.
on that.
Yeah. I mean, Billy Donovan's not a good, not the coach for the team, but he still doesn't want to go down as a loser. So there were too many. And then like Kevin Herter, all the people who got traded, they're like, well, we're not getting ready to look like throw-ins. So
Exactly.
and so there were just too many people who could win and want to win. So that's why we said they even mess up tanking. Like this front office doesn't do anything right. You know, they're supposed to be possibly tanking, and they did that wrong.
Well, they would have had to fire the coach and ship everybody out.
And that's what they did wrong because they had opportunities to ship
Everybody out.
Right. They
and
had
fire the coach.
opportunities. Yes, they had opportunities to get rid of at least 2 more of their good players.
Yeah.
Kobe and Vooch. They had an opportunity, they didn't. And then if you're not sure you're going to trade Giddey and you were trying to tank, you should probably traded him. But they didn't. And so here we are watching exciting basketball, although I can't watch them because I am some sort of jinx.
You think you're a jinx?
Oh my goodness. And now I didn't watch the Thunder game, but come on, we knew they weren't going to win that one. So that was okay. That loss was, whatever. But the last games that they won, as soon as I turned, they start losing the lead. And then when I turn away, they come back up. And I'm like, oh, they're winning. And then here they go back down. I was like, I'm done. They were losing.
A lot of up and down.
Yes, the Cubs started, but I was flipping back and forth in that Lakers game. But then they were losing, so I was like, let me stop.
I'd given up on that Lakers game myself.
And then they came back and won. So
won in grand fashion.
Yes. Giddey keeps making his money.
Yeah, he is. He could not shoot a lick when he got to this team. No. Now look at him.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Hey, how's it going?
The UB Plunkster. How you doing? So
just hold on. We're gonna get to some.
Yes, we're getting to baseball.
We're gonna get to some baseball soon enough.
But when you look at who the Bulls have left to play, they can still win a lot. They can win just about any of the games. They struggle against
Cleveland.
Yeah, they struggle against them.
Everybody does.
Yeah. But they play the Trailblazers can be good, and they're young and fast like the Bulls. So
they've had the Trailblazers number the past few years.
Yeah. So, but
they will again this year.
Then they got the Hornets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I see them going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-1 in their final 6 games.
That's pretty big. That's a big expectation even on this team.
Yeah, and that's when I said they would get to the 39-43. If they go 5-1, they'll have the same record.
Wow.
But crazy. I mean, Tyrese Maxey just got shut down for the rest of the year, and so
they have Philly.
Yeah, that's their last game.
Philly's just awful.
Yeah,
anyway.
Now, the Wizards, if they shoot well, which sometimes they do, they'll give you trouble because the Wizards gave the Bulls trouble all the time. Now, they would pull it out in the end.
They would wizard it up towards the end.
Yes, because they will turn it over. The Heat, they are fighting the Heat, so that will be a fight since I think they're the ones battling. Cleveland, unless maybe Cleveland's like, oh, we got what we got. We're wrapped up.
Put all their guys down.
Yeah. Then they could win that. Yeah, see, the Heat are going to try to stay in the 9th spot because that means they get to host it.
So that's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah. Trailblazers, it just depends if they're hitting and the Bulls aren't. So they conceivably could go. And then they could be still very Bulls-like and lose to the Hornets and beat the Cavaliers. So
they could go 3-3.
Yes.
I think that's a more realistic expectation is 3-3.
Instead of my 5-1, I got them going 5.
5-1 is pretty tough. I mean, I know what it looks like on paper, but remember
that's what I was gonna say. On paper, who's left on the 76ers? They gotta win that one.
Yeah, they don't have much.
I think they're and then watch me be completely wrong, but I think their toughest battles will be the Cavs and the Heat.
I mean that makes sense, and I think that's true. I think they will because they both have something that they're playing for.
Yeah, let's see
Um,
the Heats and see the Heat have a
Miami
semi.
Heat.
Yeah, the Miami Heats. They lost today to the Grizzlies by 2 points, but they had the Bucks. Then they have the 76ers, the Bulls, Pelicans, and the Heat. I mean the Heat and the Wizards. So they have the same. They could go
Similar
4-1 or
caliber.
2-2.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
The Bulls can.
so let's dissect the Zach LaVine trade now that we're over the shock and we kind of see what we got. Looks like it's not bad, huh?
Yeah, I guess it depends on if they keep people.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure some of them are close to being up. Of the people, I know I read somewhere where the Bulls have a decision to make between Lonzo Ball and Trey Jones because they have
And
way too many guards.
yeah, and it seemed like they kind of made their mind up by giving Lonzo that extension.
Right. So,
But
but
then Trey Jones kind of picked it up.
yeah, and
But
I yeah, so it really, if they keep everybody, then yeah. Because what they won in the Zach trade, I mean, losing 25 points a game is a lot, but what they won in the Zach trade and then letting go of Torrey Craig and letting go of Chris Duarte, who they didn't play, but they brought in Kevin Herter, Trey Jones, and Zach Collins, who they do play.
right.
So they won some depth. They won a pretty good shooter, Kevin Herter.
Yeah.
And then they won a fast guard that they trust because they didn't play Javon Carter. Then Io went down. So they definitely won on the depth chart because they got 3 players that
With a
have
little
contributed.
size, some guys with some size finally.
Yeah, and they're able to contribute. Now, what's his name has kind of fallen a little bit down to the level you expect in him. Zach
Yeah,
Collins.
Collins.
Yeah. So, and you know what else helped them?
Hey,
Hello
Lola.
there, Lola. You know what else helped them is that we don't see that damn Uncle THT that often. The
This is
rec league player during all those wins, he didn't get in the game
he didn't get
because what he does is he becomes a black hole and he thinks he's the caliber of Kobe White. I'm a
yeah.
shooter. No, 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 no.
He's a shooter for
He
sure.
is. So he's a black hole. So you didn't see him, and this is his last year. So I doubt you see him. Let's see. Javon Carter has a player option. I'm sure he's picking that up. Next year is Io's last year. Giddey is a restricted free agent. Jalen Smith still has 2 more years. Trey Jones, this is it for him. Kobe White, next year is his last year. Zach Collins, next year is it. Kevin Herter, next year is it. Patrick Williams, we still have him for 4 more years. I believe that's a player option in 28-29. Vooch, next year is last year, and Lonzo Ball has 2 more years.
Huh.
So there's a lot of decisions to be made about, do you want to keep them and re-sign them? Do you look
Believe
for
Patrick
what
Williams.
remember, I'm still leading with love. Josh Giddey's getting quite the pay raise. If you want to keep Kobe White, you're not getting another discount. So,
Right.
and at this point, I think you have to pay him 120% of the salary for his position, but someone can correct me if I'm wrong. With they have the bird rights or whatever, so I
Or
think
is that because he stayed with the same team? He's doing the
yeah,
same thing?
they have his bird rights. So
Okay.
so he's that's a big payday. You imagine they're gonna pay him, but I don't, we can't figure out what their direction is.
Yeah.
And then Zach Collins, he's making 18 million next year. So how much are you going to give him? 18 again? Will he accept that? Do other people want him?
And of
Haven't
course,
heard.
Booz is on his rookie contract.
Yeah, Buzelis, we have 3 more years. There's a team option on 26, 27, but I'm sure they'll give him a raise next year. Dalen Terry, there's a team option on him next year. Julian Phillips has a team option 26 season. So next year is his last guaranteed.
I like Julian Phillips.
Yeah. So, and he's only making $2 million. So, I mean, what type of raise did he get? $4 million.
How long the coach?
How long that coach got? Forever and ever.
Lola, I don't think the coach is going anywhere.
No.
I think if anything, he gets kicked upstairs, maybe.
And maybe like Scoop said, that's probably the best.
Yeah.
Let's see. Billy Donovan contract. So Billy
Donovan's secret squirrel contract.
Yes. He's probably getting another one.
He probably already got one.
So let's see. He signed a 4-year deal and ahead of the 2023 season. Billy Donovan signed a contract extension. Let's see. So it's probably 3 more years, 2 or 3 more years.
Yeah. And he's down to stay here for a rebuild. He already has pledged his allegiance.
Yeah, I guess so. That's because they already gave him that contract.
Yeah.
He probably has a secret one now.
Yeah.
That's why he pledged his allegiance to the tank. And then they pledge their allegiance for this draft, and they're going to be so far down.
Yeah, right.
You could have they could have just been retooling, and they kind of did. But it really just all depends on if you're going to keep them past next year, because if you're not,
right, then you're going to get worse.
Yes, I don't.
And
I
are going to get worse, and if you're going to get bad like that, you might as well do that now, not wait.
Especially since they said this is the draft that's supposed to be deep. Patrick Williams at this point has the largest guaranteed contract on the team.
Correct.
$72 million is guaranteed. I mean, that's because Zach left. But then you have a question. Are you trading Ayo? Because this improved lineup is not just the absence of Zach. This improved
of Ayo,
and Lonzo
Ball.
Those 2 players have been gone the whole time they went on this run. So, are they more chips you can use for building?
I would say Ayo is. I don't see where Lonzo has any value.
Well, people wanted him. They decided to sign him.
Oh, that's right. You did say that, right? Yeah, that story did come out. People were interested.
There was a trade for draft picks, and they said, no, Ayo's making $7.5 million next year. You probably need to make a deal before the draft if you're not going to keep him, to get some more picks.
Yeah.
I think anyone on here that you don't plan on re-signing past next year, I mean, you can hold on to somebody for the trade deadline, but really you're not going anywhere. So, and
Lonzo, they just re-signed
him. Like instead of trading him, instead
a month and a half ago,
and then he got hurt, and it
wasn't even the injury. Now is it still the wrist?
It's the wrist.
Still that wrist,
the one that he hurt earlier. Right. He's supposed to come back this week, but at this point, he might as well just sit out. Just get all the way healed next year.
Right. All right.
Hey there, hi there, Charlie. So. But okay, so back to how well they're playing. It's they're shooting better. I had a whole thing, but I didn't bring it about the amount of shots that they took before with Zach and after. It's not as high as you would think. And then what they did, I should have kept it, but I didn't bring it. And how they did that first 10 games without them when they went 2-8. So they were 2-8 the first 10 games without after Zach got traded. And then what they did the next 10 games was when they went 8-2. And Kobe just caught fire. And Giddey caught fire. That's Kobe. We already have seen Kobe do this, so it was expected, especially once he has a chance to be the star. He usually performs. Giddey is the biggest surprise because he's hitting more threes and he's playing good defense and he's driving.
He's messing with people. He's messing things up for the other team. Like on defense.
Yeah. So that was a big surprise and a pleasant surprise. So, what do you predict in the play-in?
I think it depends on who we end up playing.
It's gonna be the Heat.
Gonna be the Heat again.
Yeah.
Oh well, we usually get the Heat second, and then the second game, and then lose to them. So maybe
I mean, it could be the Hawks, but the Hawks would need to lose like 3 games when the Bulls or Heat win 3 games.
Which is possible.
Yeah, let me see what their schedule. Yeah, because they still have their toughest game is against the Knicks. And that depends if Jalen Brunson gets there. Right. The Jazz, the Magic aren't as good as everyone kept telling us they were.
Correct.
Then they played the Nets. Everybody plays the 76ers. And they play the Magic twice. So they might lose one of those and maybe the Knicks. So they'll go 4-2. So, and the Magic are a game ahead of the Hawks. So they both have something to play for when they play each other to try to get into the 7th. Because in the 7th, at least if you lose, you get to play again. So
what do you think the chances are that we end up getting Giannis? I'm just coming out of my ass with stuff now.
A lot of people keep talking about it. I think he'd have to see what the team looks like how they're playing by the time he's ready to move on.
Yeah.
Like if they keep Kobe, Giddey, and Buzelis is playing well, he might consider. Because then he has young people who can shoot. But if it's just Buzelis and a bunch of
nobodies. Yeah. It would have to be Kobe would have to be like playing the way he's playing now and consistently.
Yeah. Or somebody like him. If they get someone else.
Yeah.
But he's not going to come there with Buzelis, Julian, and Trey Jones.
Nah.
He'll just go someplace else like everybody else.
It had to be Kobe and one other person, I would think.
For him to go, yeah. He needs. He's seeing now that he needs 2 scorers.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a 3. It doesn't have to be a big 3, but they need a consistent 3. They need a big 2 and a consistent third.
A consistent third that was gonna give you whatever it is, that 10 points or and the boards and.
Yeah. When you look at the Suns, then you you need a supporting cast. You have to have a decent supporting cast because, I mean, the Suns aren't even in the play-in right now. And so now Shams, however you say his name, he's pretty confident that Kevin Durant will be gone next year.
Yeah.
He'll be traded.
I'm pretty sure he will be too.
I don't know why he ever left the Warriors. You want to be the man that bad, and you have failed miserably.
Ego.
You had the perfect setup where you pretty much were the man. Steph Curry was the founder or whatever, like he would be acted, treated as the founder. But you were the man. They won because of you.
He wanted to be LeBron. He wanted to go and win one
without. And he hasn't even come close.
No, like
and
LeBron
he doesn't pick,
yeah,
right. At least LeBron. Well, and LeBron picks better supporting cast. Like you would Devin Booker, but the reason why they got Bradley Beal and he has a no trade clause.
Yeah.
That wasn't the
third. Why you agree to a no trade clause with Bradley?
Yes, that's not the third piece that they need.
He's not anybody's third piece.
No,
he's gonna win.
No, he's still a good player, but he's not
when he plays.
Yeah, he's worse than most of the other people that we talk about, like playing wise. So that's another study in. Yeah, it's good to have a big three, but if you deplete your backups, no, P. Will.
No, P. Will is not going to make an attractive destination.
Although maybe you can build your bench mob around Patrick Williams. It's so crazy. It was DeMar's fault. It was Zach's fault. It was Vooch's fault. Well, Vooch is still there and he gets touches, but there's no one there taking away your touches. And you still come out with 6 points sometimes.
Yeah, at most.
And I have been trying to lead with love.
He's not the guy.
He just lets me down every time.
Yeah. You got to leave with a little tougher love.
So it'll be interesting to see if the Bulls can get in the 9th, then at least they can host. They have the tiebreaker. So if they wind up tying, they'll be the 9th seed. And so then you host.
So if they do that, anything can happen. And wow, it's going to call it Chicago Stadium. United Center. Anything can happen in the United Center if the Bulls are able to host that first game.
Including lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also feel as though, and this last thing I'll say on this, Billy Donovan is coaching a little better. But Scoop told us
that once again doing more with less.
Yeah.
To do more with less.
Because he has stopped the force feeding of Patrick Williams. They've taken him out of the starting lineup. It's like, no, yeah, that has helped as well.
That has helped a lot. That's helped a lot. And I can't even think about the fact that at the beginning of the year, he was starting and Buzelis was still going to the G League.
Yes. And then he was still getting more minutes than Buzelis.
Yeah.
Josh Giddey was always a better rebounder than him. How is that possible? Even when you're not scoring, he wasn't even contributing in other ways.
No, he doesn't.
He's not getting assists, nothing.
Not locking down anybody on defense.
He's not getting a second chance points.
Nothing. Rebounds, nothing. Dirty work. Cleanup man. Nothing.
He just dribbles into traffic and loses the ball.
Loses the ball every time he tries to make a move into.
And gets
every time he tries to make a move, it's a turnover coming.
And then get a dunk blocked. I mean, he did come up big in that Lakers, the victory over the Lakers.
He also got taken right to the hole by Austin Reeves.
He must still be living off the high of that 3.
Shit. And we forgot about it because that was so quick. And then
Giddey saved more criticism.
Yeah. I was like, oh, Pat Williams.
Well, he didn't look worse than LeBron that game. Woo.
Yeah.
That last 10, 12 seconds.
LeBron, sometimes he looks his age.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a break. And when we come back, with some plunked action. All right, and we're back
Sorry, I
again.
was singing the song.
Oh,
I had.
and it's good to be back. The boys
Woo-hoo.
of summer have returned
Yay!
in all their glory.
Well, okay.
Okay,
Well, everybody has a chance when the season first starts.
everybody has a chance in the beginning of the season. That's
Yeah,
that's what matters.
yeah.
I mean, not everybody,
Well,
but you know, on
okay.
paper, everybody's got a chance.
There's hope
There is,
for at least better seasons.
yes,
Maybe
yes,
maybe not winning it all, but for improvement. There's hope for
improvement.
improvement.
That's what we're looking for. That's what we're
Yeah,
looking for. Improvement and some fun.
yeah.
Let's get started with the Northsiders.
Homework.
Cubs sitting currently at 5-4. You know that Japan trip. Just the fact that those two games count kind of sucks, but whatever. What can you do? It's over. They started out 0-2. Now they're at 5-4 after sweeping the woeful Sacramento A's.
Still woeful.
Still woeful. The only team in the standings that don't have a city next to their name. It's just,
Yeah, they didn't they ask for that not to happen or something?
oh, I don't know. Did they?
I thought they said that on the broadcast, which I still struggle with watching.
Yeah. And what are your feelings about the broadcast? Is it the announcers? Is it
Hmm.
the
Yeah,
yeah,
sometimes I can't take them.
yeah.
Like I have to take,
I kind of was like, am I being like anti Cubs by not liking their
no,
announcing
no.
team? Like, no. I
And I
just
don't.
don't like their
It's just
announcing team.
it's too long of them. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I just need them to be quiet and just let's
But
just
then they
hear them.
wouldn't be doing their job, I
No,
guess.
I understand, but it's more it's one of them more than the other that bothers me,
Is it
and the
JD?
sideline reporter.
Oh, you don't like her?
I don't dislike her, but they talk to her too much, and it's not like there's good information.
Right, they're just doing it kind of for eye candy, kind of get the sense,
I guess,
which is like,
but it just don't talk to her that much.
right.
Hey, T Mac. Well, let me tell you about Dansby Swanson and his cookies. He likes chocolate chip. Huh? Maybe that's why he's hitting home runs. Huh? Well, T Mac, thanks. All right, T Mac. And
Well, I mean, I
sometimes
guess you can't blame them for that. That's just the director who's,
no, okay, so yeah, that's why I said the whole broadcast, like that includes everybody, producers, directors, camera people.
yeah.
But then when she says something good, okay. But then sometimes they'll be like, oh, we were in this stadium and the popcorn was popping. T Mac, what you got on that? Well, guys, I'm eating some popcorn now. And let me tell you about Saya and his popcorn love.
Uh,
I'm like, oh,
trying to
jeez.
make the broadcast entertaining. I get what they're trying to do.
And it's not.
It's a little cheesy, but
Um, but like I said, it would be okay. There's 9 innings. Maybe you let her do it twice. She comes
yeah,
in twice.
yeah.
I mean, look, good for her for getting paid because I wish I could do it. I wouldn't mind people talking about me. Look at Kristen's stats. Hey,
I
Bucks.
mean, probably not a bad gig,
Right. I mean, I take it.
Absolutely.
But it just doesn't add to my viewing pleasure. And then Shiambi just sometimes he just is annoying. He's annoying and corny, but they're all corny. So
Yeah.
even the ones I didn't mind, they could be corny. But just sometimes I have to mute,
Yeah. Wow.
and
That
then
bad
I
for you.
yeah, and then I'll watch. Well, I would mute Bulls games sometimes. I mute all games sometimes.
Oh yeah,
If
I
I
do too. I guess that's
yeah,
true.
like if I don't feel like hearing you
Yeah.
talk about this right now, so mute, and then I'm just gonna watch it and be like, That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true. I
And
give
I'll
you
turn it back on or I'll unmute it. But the Cubs, I have my pleasant surprises is Tucker because he was like really trash during spring training. But
yes, he
he's
was.
showing why they liked him.
King
He's
Tut.
he's hitting 324. Now the question is, are you going to re-sign him?
That'll be the question all year.
Yeah.
You
Maybe
know,
they're working on something in secret, but
it'd be
then
nice to get the extension and not even have this hanging
exactly.
over
So it's
the entire
exactly
season. But
we're not
you
talking
know,
about it. Then
it's
you
it's
got my guy Saya. He went on a little tear.
Sayas is
Yeah,
beating the hell out of the ball right
yes,
now.
he is.
So this maybe this DH thing isn't too bad for him.
Maybe right now. He got to play right field yesterday, so I guess
I did see that. He came,
if-
he played, did he play the whole game yesterday?
yeah, because Tucker was a DH.
Okay.
For anybody, just let him play once in a while. Like just to keep people happy. That backup catcher, first cycle and since Mark Grace.
Yeah,
That's a
wow, I
weird
thought,
combination of cycles. I don't know why I thought there had been a cycle since Mark Grace,
and
but I
like
guess
Mark Grace was slow,
yes, somebody had
and
to
this guy is slow.
right. Somebody had to tear a hamstring when Mark Grace did it, so they could never get to the ball. So it's
Is
like
that
somebody
what
had
really
to.
happened?
No, but I was saying the
Oh,
story
okay.
was how did he hit this triple? There
How do
had
you
to
get
be
it? We just have to look that up. It had to
yes,
be
something weird happened. The
some
guy
weird. They
dove
got
for
caught
it.
up in the corner, and
Yeah,
somebody fell
yeah, something. He
chasing the
dove and it got
ball,
past
and
him. So now the center fielder's running to get it. It had to
right.
be, yeah.
Somebody
Because
dove and missed, and
like, how did you get a triple?
yeah.
Um, but yeah. So what do you think of them so far?
I'm pleasantly surprised, but I felt like, that losing to the Dodgers, and as we see the Dodgers who are 8-0, it's like, well, I mean, it wasn't an anomaly to lose to the Dodgers. It's like
Yeah,
they are by far the best team in baseball. I mean, so like I try and just making that whole trip over there. I didn't think much of that 0-2 start, but yeah, starting out on the road, and so let's say 5-2, starting out on the road, I think is really good. And you getting some good playing. Even your boy Dansby is really contributing defensively.
yeah. Because right now he's hitting 222. So
Defensively, he's making some great plays.
I said I'm gonna lead with love with him this year. So far I haven't been angry. I'm like, go Dansby. All right, Swanson.
Nico Horner looks healthy.
Yeah, they're
So,
gonna take their time playing him and
yeah,
give him breaks.
getting healthy,
Yeah.
and King Tuck, has been the pleasant surprise, and Saya hitting. Hopefully he stays healthy this year,
Yeah.
and like everybody, I worry about the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Because they it was a little rough.
yeah. So, but and then they have their work cut out for them tomorrow in Wrigley against the Padres, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
And it's gonna
undefeated,
be cold.
going to be called undefeated Padres. Yeah, opening day just usually kind of stinks. It's not.
I wonder, and I know they do it because other teams don't want to lose that money. But if you polled players, they probably would be like, I'm okay playing on the road until late
Till
April,
until late April.
when at least we might get consistent 60s,
Right.
50s. But
That'd be pretty
you're
tough.
you're closer, you're closer to warmth than you are to snow again. And I know they wouldn't do it, but the players probably wouldn't mind.
Oh
Uh,
my.
unless you play in a domed stadium. But if you're up north, I mean, I know it was cold in Sacramento the other day. Like they all had on jackets. I saw the crowd and
Yeah,
team.
yeah. It gets cold
Yeah,
up that way. Not like Chicago cold, of
right.
course, but it gets yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I also worry about Justin Steele.
Yeah.
I
Um,
he won his last one, but I have, and mine goes back to last year. Like he wasn't the Justin Steele. I know he got hurt, but he just never seemed to find it again. So I'm concerned about him. I know it's just a couple of games, but it's like it was like this last year. So
wonder if
it's a
it's a carryover.
continuation.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Well, and then I think maybe he's got to get a little bit healthier, and some better weather is going to help everybody. You
You are
know,
Mr. Optimistic, as Sammy
I,
would
I,
say.
I you know,
You are. Wow.
I,
Every team has a chance. Today
every,
I'm being the
well, I didn't
overreact.
say every team has a chance
I am
because we
being
have
the
not talked about the
overreacting.
White Sox yet. Because I never said anything about them having a chance at
But
anything.
he said we're gonna do the overreacting segment. Yes, I am the overreacting fan. Um,
Yeah,
but my concern with Steele is from I was concerned with him last year.
I think
I
that's a
hope he
I think
does
that's a
better.
relevant concern to have
He's the
because it
main,
dates to
yeah.
last year.
He and the closer, because remember last year that's what messed him up is the closing situation. Now we come to
Yeah,
find out that Adbert had a torn ligament that he was just trying to pitch through.
right.
But that
Heart attack Hector was just heart attack Hector.
oh my gosh. And now the one who was the guy they got was it Presley? Didn't they get him from Houston? And somebody named Pearson that was pitched. It was rough. It was
Yeah.
rough.
Um,
After I forgot who had somebody had a good game. They almost had to mess up Shota's game. So
was it Ben Brown had a decent outing, right?
yeah, but and I think maybe the bullpen tried to
Tried to mess his outing up, right? That was in
yeah,
Arizona, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. And the games against Sacramento, they didn't have to do that much, the bullpen, like because the Cubs scored so much.
Yeah, and the A's are just atrocious. And they are.
I wonder, like, who are they gonna get that wants to play there? They really are gonna have to draft well, and
I mean, because they're in Sacramento till what 28 or something. Like they're there for a while.
mm, yeah, they're gonna have to build and hope that they have some young guys that come in there right away and can produce. Because I don't think they're only gonna get the veterans like the A's got, the Yoan and the Tim Andersons and the Kyle Hendricks.
What a ragtag bunch they got out there in Anaheim. I mean, they took 2 or 3 from the Sox, but it's still a saying anything. But that's a ragtag bunch they got there,
Yes. Shota pitches tomorrow.
including Nicky Lopez,
Oh, that's right. I forgot he
former
was.
White Sox and former Cub, spring training Cub, Nicky Lopez.
They were just like, who wants to come? And they
Right.
had a sign up sheet.
Who need a job? I lost it when I saw Kyle Hendricks. I was like, no way. The professor?
Didn't nobody else want him. That's all he had. That was his only option. What's their name? What is their name? Why can't I find them?
Who are you looking for?
Oh, Los Angeles. I was trying to find the Los Angeles.
The
I was about
Los
to call them Lakers. So, well, they're 4-2. Well,
Yeah,
shut my mouth. Let's see. Let me see what the professor's
it's
been
still a
doing.
ragtag bunch, and
Yes. Yes, they are. Kyle Hendricks. So far, he hasn't won. He has a 3.0 ERA.
all right.
Okay.
So the A's will be in Sutter Health Park for 3 seasons.
Really?
They are
Until they get
definitely,
something built? Are they getting something?
yeah,
Oh.
they are definitely the Sacramento A's. I don't care what they say. You playing for place three
So
years.
that's why they didn't want to get the city because they're going somewhere. Oof. Tim Anderson's hitting the 091.
Oof.
And let's see what Johan's doing. And Johan 176.
All right.
And Nikki 2 strikes.
No, that's not Nicky Two Strikes.
Oh, Nikki 2 strikes is magical, right? No.
Yeah, I don't know where he is.
Okay. I just saw Nikki. So he has
One of the Chicago Nickies.
he's batting 0.
Oh, okay.
He's had 4 at bats.
Nice.
Oh, Soler is there. Let's see.
That's right. That's right.
Batting 292.
Okay.
Let's see. And Mike Trout is there still, just wasting away.
Wasting, just
He's just
rotting
wasting.
away.
Yes. He's hitting. He has a career. Oh no, that's the OBP. He's hitting 143. His career is 298. Last year he hit 220. I can't believe he's just wasting. Just ask for a trade, buddy. Just ask. You don't have much left. You can't stay healthy. You were always known or thought of as the best player in the league, and you just wasted it.
Yeah, out there in Anaheim.
You should ask to leave when Shohei left.
Well, really before, but yeah.
Because once he left, it was really over.
How did a team have both Shohei and Mike Trout?
Well, Mike Trout never stayed healthy.
Mike Trout was never that Mike Trout when Shohei was there.
Yeah. So, but nice to see. It is nice to have baseball back.
Even on the South Side, the Sox opened up the season with a win, surprised us all.
Right.
Now sitting at I think 2-4, so that's the slide is on.
You all
however, they are playing better baseball. They got a nice selection of young starting pitching. That's one thing the Sox do well. They groom pitchers well. They never have anybody to put around them, so they wind up trading away your Chris Sales and your Garrett Crochets and whatnot. But hey, we got a new, young guy, John Cannon, and this guy Smith that pitched last night. I think Smith pitched last night. Hold on, let me get to the right team here. Davis Martin. Let me see.
That's one of their good young arms.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to them. Yes. Okay, so Sean Burt, Jonathan Cannon. Can't believe we still have Mike Clevenger, but he's.
Didn't they bring him back?
Yeah, sure did. Nobody wants Clevenger. I'll take him. He's a dog. He'll
I think no one wants him because of what happened in his personal life.
Yeah. And he's not like a cool guy. I don't think. I don't know. He's probably all right.
He had some court issues and things.
Yeah. Martin Perez, Shane Smith. So we have some good young pitching. Coming along with Ethan Katz. It's interesting how, like, in baseball, the pitching coach is always like a separate thing from your manager. Like, you could fire multiple managers and still they'll keep that pitching coach and won't let a manager bring in his own. It's not like in football where it's like, well, you fire a head coach, the defensive coordinator is probably gone too because he's going to bring in his own guy, whatever. But in baseball, it's like the pitching coach.
Yeah.
The pitching coach outlast the manager all the time. Like, think about like like a guy like Larry Rothschild, how long he was
Yeah,
with the Cubs,
he
how
did.
many managers he went through, and now Ethan Katz is on his
I was about to say even
third
cats.
manager,
Yeah,
third or
even cats
fourth
keeps
technically.
hanging on.
Yeah, he's technically on his fourth manager now, considering there was a Grady last year, for a little while.
He got to keep his job. That was good for him.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was
I don't think he wanted to
be the manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a tough job being a manager of a team that is going to lose a lot.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you're trying to make sure you can have your next job.
Yeah. Does not look good.
No. So
I'm a little disappointed in Miguel Vargas so far.
okay.
Hitting 190. He was really raking in
spring training,
hitting 300. So like I don't know, maybe
he was
the
starting. Was he starting or was he hitting against the pitchers trying to make it?
He was starting.
Oh.
Because we got him last year in the Kopech deal from the Dodgers.
Okay.
And so he's basically taking Johan Moncada's spot as the starting third baseman.
And they're tied for first.
Yeah. I guess there is that.
Hey, you can say you were in first place. Did you have a chance to say that at all last year?
Not for the last 2 years, I don't think.
Yeah, so hey, small victories and
small victories. That's all we got.
Yeah, in a rebuilding season.
In a rebuilding city.
Yes, so they're playing in Detroit tomorrow, and they're tied with Detroit. And let's see, Cannon is pitching for the White Sox. He's
in a four-way tie for first. You all right?
He's 20. He'll be 25 this year.
The AL Central again looking like the stinker division that they are.
So
everybody else leading the division 5-2, 5-1, 8-0. Since AL Central 2-4.
I think right now, who is it? Aren't the Cardinals leading the Cubs division? I think so.
Yes, they are sitting at 4-2.
Okay.
While the Cubs are sitting at 5-4. See that 2 games in Japan.
People had to catch up to them.
Yeah. Yeah, because they could be 5-2 right now, the Cubs, and be in first place.
I wonder how many times we're gonna get to say that. So we got our MV Plunker on here, Plunkster. So we can talk about her Mets. Let's see, where are they? They're third at 3-3, 2 games back.
Has Lindor gotten a hit yet?
No, I don't think so. Let me see. Wait. I did just look him up. Francisco Lindor. Why is this not clicking on him? He has 2 hits.
Yes.
He's hitting 100 with 2 hits.
Okay, with 2 ribbies. Okay.
And stolen a base.
You know, these early season stats are so wonky.
Pete Alonso, he has 6 hits. He's hitting 286, 2 home runs. And then you have, let's see, Starling Marte. He has 2 hits. He's only had 7 at bats, 286, 1 home run. And then the big gun, Juan Soto, he's had 1 home run. He's hitting 238. 5 hits, 5 runs, 2 RBI. You know that's going to change eventually.
That's going to change definitely.
He's a career 284 hitter, and he has 202 home runs in his career. He hit 41 last year. That's going to the Cubs really quick. That's my problem. They have to have someone hitting over well over
somebody hitting over 20 home runs.
yeah, it's like they need 30
They
plus.
need a 31 home run hitter.
That's not success. And when they were playing the Dodgers, I heard the broadcast talking about how they hit so many home runs. And I was like, and that won a championship. So like there's really you just have to be good. And you got to hit home runs. You still have to hit home runs. It's great that the Cubs have more speed and they can steal. You got to hit home runs.
But you need some power.
Yes. Do you see the Sox having any power? Who's going to be their power guy?
This guy, God damn it. I'm still learning everybody's names.
Is he in the outfield?
But he's a DH. He DH last night.
Austin Slater, Michael A. Taylor, Travis Jankowski.
Is it Slater that I'm thinking of?
Let's see. Well, Luis has 4 hits.
Benintendi's hitting this year.
Yeah. Austin Slater has 1 home run, 2 hits.
Yeah, it must be Slater. Maybe not. Luis Robert Jr. has been disappointing thus far. Still swinging at that outside slider.
What about Michael Taylor is hitting 250? He has 3 hits, 1 home run, 3 runs.
Michael Taylor, the journeyman.
I thought that name sounded familiar.
Yeah, because you've seen him on a lot of Cubs broadcasts playing random teams. I think he might have been with Pittsburgh last year.
Hey, sure did. So I was like, this does sound familiar.
He's been with Minnesota, Kansas City, I think Pittsburgh, and now the Sox. I don't know why I know this much about Michael Taylor.
Michael Taylor.
And he's one of the few black players you still see who's who's not like black Latin. You know what I mean? So you can't remember that. He's actually an African American playing.
That is something to you do tend to know.
Yeah, where they got these guys end up, like
because then you are like, oh wow, okay.
Right.
Because I remember before you got a good look at Christopher Morel, you're like, is he Christopher Morel? Could he be? Right. And then you're like, oh no, he's not. Robert Jr. was the DH yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And yes, their nemesis. Alonso's on fire now. Yeah, Soto will be coming soon. Alonso, and isn't it crazy how they acted like they didn't want to sign Pete Alonso? Like they made him wait so long.
Yeah.
You know who else is playing well that they made wait so long? Bregman.
Oh, Bregman. I was gonna say Cody Bellinger.
He is playing decent, but Bregman. And with Boston, could have been a Cubs third base.
Could have been a Cubs.
I ain't sure will be fine. Like he doesn't excite me, him or Bush. I think they'll be fine, but
give them some time.
Yeah. Now when they start hitting a lot, I'm like, ooh, yay!
They're the boys. They're all the boys of summer. You gotta let this weather turn.
But how come other teams in cold weather?
Look. Trying to.
They played other teams in cold weather.
Trying to give you some hope here. Something to look forward to.
Yes, I do look forward to, and the ball will be jumping, and it will be more exciting when it gets warm, or when they go someplace warm. It will. I just always find that argument funny when we all have said it. And I'm like, well, they played the other team in that same cold weather.
And they beat them.
Yes. I mean, they had 6 home runs in the cold.
It
And they
better
have to play
too.
tomorrow cold. Because this isn't going to be a warm weekend.
No, it
I
is
don't
not.
think it's going to be super cold,
Supposed
but
to snow on Monday.
again,
Yeah.
we always get one more snow in April, don't we?
Sometimes it snows in April.
And that's every time it happens.
Yep.
They bring up the Prince song.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
See, it's going to be 53, 51 tomorrow with possibility of rain. Then 49, 47. Then the snow on Monday. Then 43, 49. They didn't know they were tuning in for a weather broadcast. So, yeah, it doesn't
Chicago
get
weather broadcast.
right. You got to look at the weather when it's baseball season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if you're going out to the game tomorrow. Have fun. Because it's going to be 51 here. I'm looking at the weather where I am. So it means it's only going to be
Up near
40.
the lake up
Yeah,
there.
it's
That
going to be
wind.
40 there.
Yeah.
Oof.
Man, it is always cold in Wrigley. Like I feel like everywhere I sit, I'm in the shade. Maybe because I never have good feet or something. I don't know. But like I always find myself being
Do
cold.
you go on cold days?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like it isn't, but
I
I
haven't
just
been to a
end up being
Cubs
a
game
little
in a while.
cool. Right,
That's
it's been a while, huh?
to go
When's the
to
last
Wrigley.
time you've been to the friendly confines?
Hmm. 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 Maybe 2 years, 3 years, something like that.
Hmm.
I used to go to 5 games a year for a while.
Yeah,
Get all those tickets in February.
yeah.
And then the ticket price went up. And I didn't feel like waiting for them or buying them or
And
parking or any of that type
yeah.
of stuff
The
anymore.
parking is just atrocious
Yeah,
now. Like
yeah.
it's
I
way
did.
worse than it was.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I
And
did.
it's like you paid $75 to park.
See, I'd had to. I don't know what I'd do. Train, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
If you want to take the metro, you could take it to that 30. You could take it to the White Sox Park and then catch the red line.
At the red line. Yeah.
But
Your
it's
best bet.
$75, and I already spent
Yeah, it's crazy.
a ridiculous amount on the tickets, and then I'm gonna have to eat. Have
Yeah.
to.
You have to.
Yeah, you don't go to the ballpark and not get a
No, like
dog and some
you
burger.
eat
A
and
burger
drink, of course. Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Who's going there to just sit there hungry?
And look at the game.
Right. No, I'm there to eat and look at the game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, can't promise you I'm going to go back up to regular again this year.
Are you going to go to
Definitely going to catch some games on the south side this year.
All
I
right.
was boycotting last year, but
What made you in the boycott?
because they were just so bad and terrible last year.
But now at least you know they're going to be bad and
Yeah,
terrible.
I know they're
It's
gonna be bad
okay.
and terrible, but this is a different group of guys that are like that are young and they're not trying to be bad or terrible. They're not underachieving. They're
Right.
just
Yeah.
a bunch of
That's the
young
same reason
guys.
why you like. That's the same reason why you like watching the Bulls now.
This Bulls team, yeah, they're gonna really try and compete. They're already playing better baseball than they ever did last year. They're already playing better defense than they did at all last
Really.
year. I saw them hit a cutoff man for crying out loud. They hit a
That,
cutoff man.
that's crazy when they're not even doing the basic
The
fundamentals.
basic things they could not do, and they are showing signs of actually doing this year. So,
That's good.
again, how many wins that's going to translate into? It's going to more than last year.
Mm-hmm.
It'll translate into more wins than last year, and I think
Right.
that's all we're hoping for. Is to not be the worst, and the second worst team in the history of baseball. So they still can't have to try to not be as bad as the 67 Mets. Who did we trump last year? Like,
Oh,
yeah, I think it was the 67.
okay.
66 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no. But hey, it's a new year.
And yeah, it's
And it's plunked.
hey, they have the same record this year as they did last year at this time.
Sox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were 2-4 after 6 games last year.
That's not hopeful.
No, but they're playing better.
They are playing better.
Yeah.
They
So
are playing better. They are playing better. Yeah.
yeah,
We'll see how. We'll see. This is me, week 1, opening week. So
yeah.
I'll
I'm,
play
I'm,
this recording in like August after
I'm
a
the
summer.
angry fan. Yeah, you're the hopeful. I'm the one like,
I'm gonna be hopeful for now until they give me
good.
all the reasons in the world to be disgusted, which they will.
I have faith in
They
them.
will. Good. Oh, there you go. You have faith in them. Kamish, what up, sir?
Kamish, I have faith that they won't be as bad as last year.
Okay, there we go.
That they will give the fans way more joyful moments this year than they did last year.
Absolutely.
There's going to be mistakes and all that, but there's going to be way more surprise. Like, ooh, we're going to have way more moments like that.
That's all you can hope for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Sox with 2 wins already. You know. But Kristen just mentioned this is the same exact record they had last year at this time. They were 2-4 to start the year last year. So, and it got way worse, way faster. But again, we're being hopeful this year.
Different coach.
Different players.
Yeah.
Already we have better pitching, which will keep us in games.
And I think the fans even have a different mindset, maybe because of what we just said. The
absolutely
new young guys, expectations are different. They're going to try hard. The coach is different, and
absolutely
6 games probably better.
Trying to leave that whole stink of that last scene behind us, and I think that's what we're doing. All right, well, that being said, it's been a good one, Kristen. Cubbies at 5-4, Sox at 2-4. Bulls, just the Bulls, are your playoff contenders.
That's right.
Once again, so we got some postseason action coming in Chicago. Postseason-esque. Yeah, man. Appreciate
it. Thank you.
I'm not drinking at the moment. Otherwise, I would have had it.
Ah, shoot. Mine's in the kitchen. I'm going to have it up there next week. Who is exactly, Kamish? Who is Christine? I'd like to know as well.
She's fronting. That's who she is.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, well, we'll be signing off now. Once again, this is Plunk/Bulls Spit on the Chicago Clubhouse Network. I'm one of your hosts, Emilio Bucks.
I'm your other one, Kristen Stats.
And we'll see you all on the next rep. Bye. Go Chicago.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.